Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. I don't do personal readings, just political, but I'm here every single day, and I so look forward to spending time with you. So 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. And if you're watching this on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there, and you can just pick and choose. You can skip me all my jibber jab or interruptions or anything like that. So make your life a little bit easier, or just come on by to a live, because people here are really friendly. This is an amazing community because of you. Thank you. I'm not usually a gnome person. I'm not usually a fan of gnomes, but how on earth could I not grab these? These are amazing. These are amazing. I've never seen gnomes like this, and it's amazing. And look at these nails. I have got to thank you, Deanna. These are from Deanna. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for these. They're beautiful. They're fun. They're beautiful. And yeah, so anyway. Oh, Mel Broussard, Goblins and Ghosts. Let's hear it for our host. Lovely Autumn. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're actually going to start. I realized that some of you may have already seen this, but I wanted to share with you about a 2 or 3 minute clip of the Val Demmings Marco Rubio debate last night, because so powerful. So I want to make sure that you see this, and then I can read on their race. Although I've been looking at it, you would not believe the databases I have now of people running governor, Senate, House, birth dates, where it's possible to find them, birth dates, if anyone has any clue where they were born, notes on astrology, some polling numbers. There are a lot of places there is no polling. There is so much, and I am going to be diving into that with you very soon. All right, so can I add this? Here we go, because I've got this queued up. So if you've already seen it, you're not interested, you can always use the timestamps below if you're watching this on replay. But I absolutely wanted to share this with you because, and just let me know if you can hear it. All right, so we're going to jump right in at 3.5 minutes. Okay.
This question goes to you, Senator. 5 days ago, the Parkland mass shooter who killed 17 people at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School avoided the death penalty. That shooter and the killer who took 8 lives at an Indiana FedEx facility last year were both 19 years old when they killed. The killers in this year's mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde, Texas, were both 18. All used legally purchased AR-style rifles. In the nationally televised CNN town hall 3 days after the Parkland massacre, you said, quote, "If you are 18 years of age, you should not be able to buy a rifle. I will support a law that takes that right away." Would you still support that federal law?
Let me tell you why that law doesn't work and why that proposal doesn't work. We had a shooter last Thursday, tragic, in North Carolina. He was 15. Where did he get the gun? He didn't get it from a gun show. He certainly didn't buy it. He's 15 years of age. We've had shootings in the state. Pulse was a terrorist attack. A licensed security guard with a permit to carry firearms, extensive background check. The guy in Parkland, this killer, everybody knew who it was. Even before they announced who the person was, everybody in the community knew who it was, because this guy had long problems. He'd been acting up for a long time, and everybody knew it. And here's what happened. The sheriff did nothing about it. The school district did nothing about it because they didn't want to arrest kids, and fell through the cracks. Even the FBI cracks it fell through. So that's why one of the first things I did when I got back to Washington is I sponsored a bipartisan red flag law, styled after Florida, not the crazy one they just passed. a real red flag law that would allow the police department to go before a judge and remove your guns if they can prove that you are a danger. The one they passed allows some coworker that doesn't like you to go to some liberal judge and take away your Second Amendment rights. So I think the solution to this problem is to identify these people that are acting this way and stop them before they act.
I want to stop you here, Senator, but before I go to Congresswoman Demmings, I want to make sure that I understand that what you said in 2018 is not what you believe is the solution today.
I do
there
not
should not be a
believe
ban
that
on 18 or 19 or 20-year-old.
A 15-year-old just got a gun, got a shotgun.
But that's one case. I just want to make sure.
No, it's more than one case. But one in Connecticut also involved the exact same thing.
We could do this all night, but I want to make sure that you don't support that anymore. It is an important point.
Denying the right to buy it is not going to keep them from doing it. Here's the fundamental issue. The fundamental issue is, why are these kids, why are these people going out there and massacring people?
This is the same.
Because a lot of people own AR-15s and they don't kill everyone.
I understand, sir, but I want to go to Congresswoman Demmings for 60 seconds.
You know, people who are the families of victims of gun violence just heard that, and they're asking themselves, what in the hell did he just say? Senator, you used the Pulse nightclub shooting as your inspiration to run again for the Senate in 2016. Pulse is in my district. And yet, you've done nothing to help address gun violence and get dangerous weapons out of the hands of dangerous people. Florida, after Parkland, after you made promises that you had no intentions on keeping to the parents of Parkland, Florida passed legislation raising the age to have an assault weapon, passed red flag laws that we've seen 7,000 plus instances where they've been used now. Our primary responsibility is the safety of Floridians. And Senator, 24 years in elected office, and you have not yet risen to that occasion. And then when asked about it, you say something that makes no sense.
All right, Congressman, thank you. Senator, 30-second rebuttal from you.
Yeah, what makes no sense is that we're going to actually pass laws that only law-abiding people will follow and criminals will continue to violate. The truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, that Americans have a Second Amendment right to protect themselves. They have, and these killers that are out there, if they're intent on killing, as they are, they have found multiple ways to get a hold of weapons and cause mass destruction. Just the other day, he used a shotgun, which would have been covered by any of these restrictions. I have a bipartisan red flag law sponsored with Senator Jack Reed, but the problem is that the leftists in the Senate and in the House, like Congresswoman Demmings, are against it because they want the California red flag law that allows your coworker has a.
Okay, I just want to point out, he just said Senator-elect Demmings. Okay.
Grudge against you and can go to a judge and take away your guns. That I'll never support.
That's the 30. I'm going to overlook Senator-elect Demmings. We're going to just blow by that.
I said elect. I said
Congresswoman Demmings.
Yeah, thank you. Look, every time we talk about responsible gun ownership and legislation that could help protect lives, you pull the Second Amendment out. My father was a gun owner. Has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. This is about taking dangerous guns out of the hands of dangerous people. And the overwhelming majority of people in our nation want us to do just that. How long will you watch people being gunned down in first grade, fourth grade, high school, college, church, synagogue, a grocery store, a movie theater, a mall, and a nightclub,
Congresswoman,
and do nothing?
That is time. I want to give you 30 more seconds, Senator.
Well, everything she's for would have done nothing to stop any of these shootings. Every one of these shooters would have passed the background check that she keeps insisting on. No one here is in favor of mass shootings and violence. And that's why she says we did nothing. That's not accurate. The truth, today, you go to the Department of Homeland Security website, and there's a clearinghouse. She's going to mock it. She shouldn't, because the idea came from a Parkland father. And there's a clearinghouse there that basically tells schools, for example, this is what works for safety and this is what doesn't. And we got that put in there. You know who's trying to take that down? The Biden administration. Because they say that to have a school safety clearinghouse is discriminatory against minority students.
30 more seconds,
Clearinghouse
Congresswoman.
is fine. But Senator Rubio thought that he could reduce this very critical issue to supporting a clearinghouse on the Homeland Security website. And he thought he would get a pass for the mass shootings that we've had in our state and doing nothing significant to do anything about it. Your primary responsibility, Senator, is to protect the safety of the people that you represent.
We just passed the bill they wanted, and there was a shooting a week later, and a week after that.
Why don't
These
we
bills
just
don't
stop
work.
arresting murderers?
The
then,
only
since
people
we
that follow
can't
these
find
laws
them
are
all?
law-abiding citizens.
A
Candidates, we are
rapist,
out
a
of time on
robberist.
this issue, and in this half of this debate, we reached halftime, and it.
What 24 years and you did nothing. That was amazing. That was amazing. He looked terrible. He was weak. He was, it was bad. It was bad. Let me tell you. So let's have a look at that race. Yeah, Cheryl, I agree. You go, girl. That was amazing. Yep. Mm-hmm. And the passion in her voice that you can tell, she actually cares. She actually cares about people. She cares what happens. Yes, Stephanie, note to everyone, do not cross Val Demmings. Yep. Whew. I had to share that with you because it was so powerful and so true. Michelle says he's done and he knows it. But this is Florida. Trillium Terra says she's as fired up as Ukrainian cat. Tichelle is asking, do you smell toast burning? As in Rubio is toast. Oh, you guys have great comments in the chat. But I'll pull some cards. But thank you. You guys have great comments in the chat. Let me see here. Let me see. The 3 cards on the race. Rubio versus Demmings. Interesting Freudian slip there. Rubio calling her Senator-elect Demmings. Oh, by the way, there was a whole other section you didn't even see where Marco Rubio himself is for everything ban, no exceptions when it comes to women's women's reproduction. Complete ban, no exceptions. And he only said in the debate, well, that won't pass. So of course I won't be voting for no exceptions. I'll be voting for pro-life, but I won't be voting for no exceptions because that won't pass. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Their treatment of women. Oh my gosh. 9 of Cups. Moon. Ooh, well, there's some upset there because she's got it going on. It's laid out. They're talking. This is what she wants to say. This is what she believes. Everything is. She is speaking from a point of true belief. Her policies follow her beliefs. Look, I read on politicians every day. I don't want to saint. I don't want any of them to get sainthood. I'm just. You read on enough politicians, you realize they're human. But there are good ones and there are bad ones. And everything is in line. She is acting as she believes. There's no hypocrisy there. And Rubio, with his extremism, he knows he's in trouble. He knows. This is the card of the far right on the defensive. This is the Democrat. It's everything neatly laid out and presented, just so. And in the center, just chaos. It feels like upset. And Rubio's the incumbent. You're messing with women voters. And we're reading on Georgia here, number 5 today, because early voting started in Georgia. And I've got to say, the Brian Kemp, the Georgia governor's debate between Brian Kemp and, my brain just keeps saying Val Demmings, no, Stacey Abrams. Brian Kemp and Stacey Abrams. She did a very good job. And frankly, it was totally worth watching just because there was a third party candidate on the debate stage with them, and it was a libertarian. And this guy could not mentally work his way out of a paper bag. He just, reality, no, just, this is what I see, this is what I see, this is what I see. Econ, he kept talking about econ. It's our money, you shouldn't take it. Ellen says I watched that also. It was crazy, wasn't it? To the point where it started making both Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp, to some extent, start looking like they're the sane ones. And you think, well, that would be bad. That could be bad for Stacey Abrams. It could be very bad for Brian Kemp, because a libertarian is going to siphon off any votes. It's going to be off of Brian Kemp. But we're reading here on Val Demmings, 3 for Val Demmings, and 3 for sweaty, I don't know, B-list, C-list politician Marco Rubio. He was just so weak. Ace of Wands. You're the one who's supposed to be the MAGA far right, come out fighting. This does not look good for you. You did not lay out a good. I watched the whole thing. I was listening to every moment. You did not, Marco Rubio, you did not lay out what you have done in 24 years in office that would make anybody say, absolutely, we need that guy back. You didn't. You were mealy-mouthed, just weak, lacking conviction, making decisions based on politics instead of your actual beliefs. And I realize, if you're trying to get something done, yeah, okay, I understand you have to work with others, but you're still supposed to have your own beliefs. Or at least, at the very least, and probably the best, would to say, the people who I represent believe this, and that is what I stand for. That would be the thing to say. No, he said none of that. Nope. Val Demmings. Oh, the Republicans, they're pulling out all kinds of stops to go against her. And she's just weathering that storm. It's not even a storm. She's just turned it into a gentle rain. But they are having, the Republicans, they are having success making her look extreme to voters who are low information voters. But this card feels lovely. It feels just like gentle rain. Just, because when you actually see her, when you hear her, this garbage very quickly is obviously garbage. Anybody who actually looks at her, who listens to her, sees that she can take any storm. I got this. All right, sweaty. Oh, far right. Sucking up to Trump. After all those times he insulted you. The dynasty. Ooh, is there a Democrat eating your lunch? Taking your lunch money right now? Well, not really taking your lunch money. Generally, Democrats don't act like that. It just, He thinks being a part of the uber faithful of the Orange Führer would be enough. This is a Democrat just eating his lunch. I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it. So far, what I've seen in the astrology, they're both in polling and what I see, a cursory look at the astrology is they're surprisingly neck and neck. Oh, right, the mass shootings. Oh, well, this person used a shotgun. Yeah, you have to reload. That person didn't have 30 bullets in a magazine. Did a lot less damage, could do a lot less damage. Senator from Florida. This one's going to be, apparently this one's going to be close, is what they're saying. Six of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, Republicans are pulling out the stops. Queen of Cups. Queen of Democrats. Weak Marco Rubio. This is the state of Florida doing everything they can to help him. But there she is at the end again. This is my going to prison card, going up the river. She was in law enforcement. They like this no nonsense. Even Republicans, there are Republicans who like no nonsense. You know, she's not some wuss. According to these cards, I mean, you tell me just pull multiple sets of cards and it still ends up, well, good for her. So fingers crossed. Yeah. I hope so. And says Second Amendment says I have a choice to have a gun. So when do I have a choice about my body? Thank you. Exactly. Lady Eva, Val Demmings, is that who? Or were you talking about in Georgia the other night, Stacey Abrams? They're both very good, but Val Demmings, wow. Wow. Now, are there racist blankety blanks who are going to be like, well, she's a woman and her skin's dark? Yes, alas, we have not yet eradicated unbearable stupidity. But, man, she's tough. People like that. Okay, so 2330.
This might answer your question.
Alexa, stop. That might answer my. She's trying to do my job for me. Okay, so at 23, okay, Biden is releasing 15 million more barrels from the strategic oil reserve to help with prices. I have some notes on that. I thought you'd want to know. Like, what does this mean? 15 million more barrels? President Biden will announce Wednesday, that's today, he's authorizing the release of another 15 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. But this draw completes the plan announced earlier this year to release a total of 180 million barrels. This is 15. The total was supposed to be 180. Okay, so the additional 15 million barrels will be released sometime in December. The White House announced earlier this year to pull 180 million barrels in total from the SPR, Strategic Petroleum Reserve. An administration official said the move resulted in an average driver savings of about $60 per month compared to peak prices in June. Okay, so the Department of Energy has a total of 400 million barrels still in its reserves. All right, so you can get a sense of, when they're talking about this, you can get a sense of what are we talking about. There's still 400. So we said we're going to release 180. This completes that 180 by releasing 15 million. There's still 400 million. So, and gas prices came down. So but it isn't going to come out, they aren't going to be released until December, but it would affect futures. It would affect commodity prices, perhaps. Price per barrel. So will this help? Will this help Democrats in the midterm elections? Tiffany Lilly says, and announced the plan to refill it later. What's the price? Once the price is down? Yeah. Spiralize says, does anyone see that the environment is still the loser here? Yeah. But we are literally less than 3 weeks away from the midterm elections of 2022, and this is big. All right, will this help Democrats? Will the release of all of these millions upon millions of barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, will that help Democrats in the midterm election? Queen of Cups. That's good energy right there. Good energy. You know what I mean. All right. This way. 2 of Cups. 10 of Swords. 8 of Cups. 8 of Swords. Knight of Swords. I wish it was better. It's definitely having an effect, and certainly Democrats are more motivated to be like, yeah, let's stick with our party. People are really hurting, and then all of this happened where there were more cups, more barrels coming out, and no thanks to the Republicans. But people are going from a 10 swords in the back to an 8 swords in the ground around them while they're constricted. It's an improvement. It's not everything we would hope. And that's going to lead to some backlash among voters who apparently cannot think beyond their own wallets. I understand everybody needs to pay their bills. I totally get that. But at what cost? At the cost of taking rights away from others? At the cost of corruption? At the cost. I mean, and we're going to be talking about this shortly. If the Republicans gain control of the House, we'll get through it, but my gosh, it's going to be a mess. Suburban Housewife says Biden is still missing the point. There's nothing that the Dems can do to make the GQP like them. No, I think we are definitely hardened on our two sides, but there's still some people who are just like, gosh, I don't know. And yes, it's just staggering stupidity, but everything's so close, you have to try to talk to them too. Fran, I agree. I think it's the gas company's fault, price gouging. Yeah, Yes, it is. Oh, thank you, Anne. Crude oil's between $85 and $92 now. Like stocks, it's constantly changing. True. True. There it is, laid out. Emperor, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. What are the Republicans actually offering you? Oh no, but Republicans are fiscally responsible. No, they're not. But it hasn't gotten through to some of these people yet. Low information voters. The bane of our existence. Oh well. It'll help a little. That's what I'm getting. All right, so at 31 minutes in, and this is again why I'm floored. Why anyone would vote for these people. Thus far, Republicans have pledged to make cuts to Social Security and Medicare. McCarthy also announced that there won't be any support for funding to help Ukraine fight off the Russian invasion. He also stated the GOP intends to fight the raising of the debt ceiling, which would shut down the government. Let me tell you this as well, because again, I have notes. If Congress refuses to raise the debt ceiling, okay, the U.S. would be unable to fulfill its obligations. It couldn't pay Social Security checks. It couldn't pay U.S. troops. It couldn't pay federal employees. Veteran pensions would stop. No money for federal disaster relief. It would create a massive financial collapse since the current population of the U.S. is just over 330 million people total, right? 66 million Americans get their income from Social Security. 64 million Americans use Medicare as their primary health insurance. And Medicaid, 76 million Americans use Medicaid. Oh, you're going to vote for these guys, though, huh? Really? Not to mention, they've already said if the January 6th commission is still in existence in any way, shape, or form, they will shut it down. They will start, there's impeachment proceedings against Biden. For what? And they're going to create a commission about, I kid you not, Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden, a man not in politics, never been in politics. Hey, show us the email. Sorry, show us the laptop. Oh, there's no laptop? Funny, you haven't mentioned that. You really, why? I read an article this morning. I'm not a Game of Thrones kind of person. I love fantasy and sci-fi. I have loved Rings of Power. It's fantastic. Wheel of Time has been good. I love The Mandalorian. I love, there are all these things I like, but Game of Thrones, I can't go there. Witcher, I'm in. But it's the brutality and the I word and all the, So this new version of it, no, not for me. But I read an article this morning, and this person was saying that apparently there are 2 women in this new Game of Thrones spinoff. And the writer was saying one of them explains why Republican women keep voting against their own interests. And it has to do with a lot of things being drilled into them about duty and sacrifice. And they resent, like apparently this one character, she really, really resents this other woman who is in a happier marriage, isn't constantly pregnant, has more power to do stuff, whereas she's in a loveless marriage. She's constantly pregnant. She's in a terrible position. So she attacks this other woman because it's this idea of not being able to accept that there's anything other than the patriarchy, that there's anything other than women being second class. And then you get religion involved. Apparently she's getting more and more religion, not spirituality, religion. And I don't understand how these people can vote against their own interests like that. It's absolute corruption. It's absolute corruption. I mean, I'm glad that I'm very, very glad that 99% effective birth control exists. I think it has allowed people in general to finally start seeing men and women as equals. Stop treating women like property. I mean, Jane Austen, she had the chance. She was a wealthy man proposed to her, and she accepted, and then thought about it overnight, and then went back and said no. She was certainly a romantic and what have you, but she said no because both of her sister-in-laws, they both died bearing their each 11th child. The wealthy man who had proposed to Jane Austen, he went on and he married, had 10 children. I mean, if somebody wants 10, 11, 12 children, if that's like your dream in life, more power to you. But if that's not your choice, anyway, Republicans, they're just gonna give huge amounts of money to massive corporations. This is drinking the Kool-Aid. Fruits of labor. Democrats saying, hey, there's a better way. But on the right, my gosh, it is so entrenched. I wish this Sun card was feeling like it was adding positive energy to this 10 of Cups. But this just feels like it refers back to this extremism. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm grateful I'm one of 3. I'm the youngest of 3. I do. I love my sisters, and I like having sisters. But that was mom's decision. Mom and dad wanted 3 or 4 kids, and so mom's dream was 4 girls. She got 3. So anyway, Lady Eva says I am too, youngest of 3. Ellie's asking about, will the Republicans get control of the Senate? I'm looking through all of that right now. I will be getting into that very soon. I have got, I could show you the tables of information I've made on candidates, and man. Jay Bromley says I'm the fourth of 5. Wow. William says I'm the youngest of 6. There we go. Sherry says I'm the oldest of 6. Excellent. True, and there was also very high children mortality then. Yeah. Jesse Hill says I'm the oldest of 3. Julie says youngest of 5. Yeah, my father's the middle of 7. But my mother's the middle of 3. So Jane says, isn't Stephen Colbert the youngest of 11 or 10? I'm not sure. I think I've heard something about that, but I don't remember. Lola Bell's youngest of 3. There we go. Doxy says I'm the youngest of 3 girls. Cool. Jay Bromley says my grandmother was the last of 10. Wow. Oh, bless Robin. I'm glad you're okay, though. An only child. Marby says I'm 5th of 10. Oh, wow. Teresa Ford, middle of 3 and only living. Bless. You guys have, thank you for sharing all that with me. I'm sorry I'm not reading them all out, but wow. Wow. Oh, I feel I feel so bad for anybody who's feeling like they aren't wanted. I'm sending you a big hug if you'd like it. I'm sending you a big hug. I do believe the universe loves you. Your guides are always with you and they love you. Spirits on the other side who have known you for lifetimes, they love you. The divine loves you. The angels love you. It's not right the way. MLR says try being adopted. Bless. Okay. Whew. Man. All right. America. 6 of Pentacles, King of Wands, 5 of Swords. They're shooting themselves in the foot, and I'm starting to just feel sorry for them. Oh, thank you. Be grateful. Thank you. You will get a pittance. You'll get authoritarianism. You will get insult to injury. I'm just starting to feel sorry for them. You could be so much more. Your life could be so much more. Yeah, that's just... But they're going to do what they're going to do. Oh my gosh. All right, at 44 minutes in. I don't know how much of a difference this will make, but I thought we'd just throw a few cards and check. Low-income people and allies came together across the U.S. on Saturday. Last Saturday as part of the Get Out the Vote push by the Poor People's Campaign. A national call for moral revival. Hang on. Hang on. It is Reverend Dr. William Barber. That's it. William Barber. I feel terrible when I can't remember his name, but William Barber, bless you. Bless you, sir. B. Smith says Stephen Colbert is the youngest of 11. Just Googled. True. Mel Broussard says, I can feel sorry for them until they step on someone else to lift their own self-esteem. Then I don't. Oh, they're doing all kinds of damage. But I don't know. There's just this part of me right now that's just feeling just how small and pathetic. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she is a total pain. But she's also... she's a miserable human being. She makes other people she's trying to force other people into her misery. But yes, Jay Brumley, Poor People's Campaign is a great organization. Reverend Barber, such a good man. Yes. Yes. Marie Sutton says 19 boys, 2 girls. You? Oh my gosh. 3 of Cups. Poor People's Campaign. Coming together, helping each other. Eight of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. Every bit helps. 5 of Cups. There are more things that the Republicans can't kick down. Every bit helps. It isn't just this. It's this and it's just coming together. It's just talking about it. It's us making sure that citizens vote. We citizens vote that this it adds up. That's what I'm getting there. So okay. All right. There's a lot of talk going around about Kevin McCarthy potentially becoming Speaker of the House. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it for as long as this man is in public life. Kevin McCarthy is the man who said, and it is recorded, when Nancy Pelosi gives me the speakers, she gives me the gavel, it's going to be hard for me not to hit her with it. A woman. Now, on January 6th, Nancy Pelosi said she should be happy to deck Trump. I said I'd go to prison and I'd be happy. I would argue that is self-defense. She had just been she and her people had just been terrorized out of the building. In dangerous situation, people with huge guns storming the building, and the person behind it. Yeah, of course she should. If she says that, but Jay Brumley says McCarthy will never be Speaker. I've been getting that, but I want to make sure. Thank you, Barb. Thank you. That helps a lot. Thank you. All right. So McCarthy going to replace Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House. Let's see here. Page of Cups. That's a lot of new Democrats coming in. Okay. Knight of Wands. A lot of the Republican candidates, a lot fewer of them are middle of the road. A lot more of them are extreme. The Republicans who won the primary. It's weakening the Republicans to some extent. And you've got the faithful, but you've also got Rovember. see if I can get more information. Let me pull 3 cards for Pelosi and 3 cards for McCarthy. Nancy Pelosi. Did you guys see Greg Kelly? Is that his name? He was complaining about Pelosi. He's some right-wing talking head. He was saying that Nancy Pelosi and her obscene obsession with ice cream, because she had a lot of ice cream in her freezer. Obscene obsession with ice cream. And he was complaining because there was video released from January 6th of her talking to the vice president. By the way, have you seen the video of her talking to Pence? She got on the phone with him and she was like, "Are you okay? Where are you?" And then she said, "Oh, God bless you," with real sincerity in her voice. And at the time she was sitting there and, everybody's talking around her and they're trying to contact people at the Pentagon and heads of this and that and the other, trying to get help, trying to sort things out, trying to make sure everybody's okay. And Greg Kelly saw that and he said, "Huh, and look at her in that crisis eating a Slim Jim." In the middle of talking to the president, she had opened some dried, a snack, or as Sarah calls them, a snickety snack. Had a little snickety snack to try to keep her energy up because stress. And when was the last time she ate? And they really hate Pelosi. She doesn't deserve that kind of hatred. She really doesn't. McCarthy. Ooh, cards right off the bottom of the deck. Meaning, he's a jerk. Yeah. CC Ryder says, "I just pull cards for the GOP and DNC. Both Pelosi and McCarthy may not run for speaker." True. True. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Well, Trump was hurling quarter pounders. Right, exactly. Strength of women voters. All right, Pelosi, Page of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. What is it her daughter said? She'll take off your head before you even know you're bleeding or something like that. It's like, oh, Republicans coming in and it's like she eats them for breakfast. And the Republicans will be left out in the cold. Certainly the extremists. Do not mess with this woman. Do not mess with this woman. All right, McCarthy. Tower. That does not bode well for him. Ivy is saying Pelosi and the others ate late because of the demons rioting. She probably needed a snack. Yes. Hermit. Theft. These are cards from McCarthy? Chaos. Isolation. Theft. It's getting kind of late for any kind of legal stuff to come up about McCarthy. But this does not bode well for him. That does not bode well for him at all. That feels like him sinking under the weight of the extremism he has been a part of. Jay Bromley says, "I said McCarthy won't be speaker." No, I understand, but I was specifically wanting to know about Pelosi and about McCarthy. Now I can throw a couple of cards on Democrats or Republicans holding the House, but I wanted to look. Yeah, and those McCarthy cards. Shell says, "Not surprised." All right, Democrats holding the House, Republicans holding the House. Ugh. Democrats. Democrats holding the House. Republicans taking control of the House. Chaos. Chaos, cruelty, you know, the huge. Page of Cups, new Democrats coming in. All right, Democrats in control of the House. Ace of Pentacles, Hermit, King of Wands. That doesn't bode well. This is far right extremism. Yikes. All right, Republicans in control of the House of U.S. House of Representatives. Four of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. Why do I keep getting legal stuff? Star. They don't have enough votes. Some kind of legal shenanigans are goings on, and then hope. Well, we already know it's going to be legal palooza. We already know they're going to do that. I get such chaotic energy around this election. Chaotic. Now, Dr. Nancy says projection. Hit yourself, McCarthy. Oh, I keep seeing Jamie Raskin as Speaker of the House. It'd be good. It'd be very good. Alice. I'm going to give you guys credit for what you say. House of Representatives. Republicans. Who's controlling the House of Representatives? They're going for victory. And I've got the super uber faithful and I've got communication, but this is far right. So is it just there will be so many in the far right that they will be, well, they'll be the loudest. And then for Democrats, I've got a death card, a 7 of cups, but then I've got a 9 of cups. I'm getting a very confused mixed bag here. There's some weirdness. Yes, Lola Bell, they're going to contest every loss. Yeah. I'm getting quite the mess. Michelle says, leaning toward the idea it comes out they were more involved in January 6th than previously known. True. I mean, there could be legal stuff that comes up about January 6th between Election Day and January 6th, 2023. Anne is saying there's only about a 5-seat difference in the House. CC Ryder says January 3rd, 2023, swearing-in day, start of the 118th Congress. Hope the DNC chart is good for that day. And the GOP has tower moments. And Mel is saying the death card may be a change of speaker, not Nancy. Could be. It felt January 6-ish, though. But, all right, last cards on this. Vote. Please vote. Thank you, citizens. Thank you for voting. 10 of Swords, 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands. Boy, that's extremism. Everybody on edge. I think we're going to do pretty well. I really do. But these extremists are going to get quite the foothold. All right, that's what I'm getting on that. But like I said, I'm still looking at the astrology, and there will be more on that. All right, I've got 20 minutes left because it's Wednesday. All right, so 1 hour in. 1 hour in, and thank you for being here. Thank you for not leaving me to go down in this mucky energy by myself. Okay. In the state of Georgia, devil went down to Georgia looking for an election to steal. But Georgians set first day early voting turnout records. I love that. I absolutely love that. That makes me so happy. Before polls closed on Monday, the Secretary of State reported, well, let's put it this way. The first day midterm record for voters, 72,000. On Monday, Secretary of State reported it was more than 125,000 votes were cast. That's almost double. Good. And frankly, even if it goes, it wouldn't. But even if it does go more right wing, if there really is the honest mass majority of people, I'll just have to rethink my situation. I'll have to rethink what I'm going to do. I'll have to, but I'll accept it. It's all easier to take if the voter turnout is just incredibly high. Oh, Kristen has some breaking news. Lehigh County, Pennsylvania court denies Republican lawsuit to limit the accessibility of drop boxes. A big win for Pennsylvania. Yes. Yes. All right, Georgia. First day early voting turnout record. Actually, I didn't want to. I need to wait on. I'm sorry if I got your hopes up. I need to wait on Georgia. The question is actually about turnout. That's really what that's what this question I should have put down here. Sorry. Turnout for the midterm 2022 elections. Women. Turnout in midterm elections 2022. Voters, more voters, stacking it all up and actually pushing Republicans out in general, in broad terms. Higher voter turnout usually favors Democrats, but I'm not counting the voters before they've shown up. Ace of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Fool. Well, of course they're going to complain. There's going to be a huge voter turnout, and it's going to make it harder for Republicans to get into office, and so they're going to start up this. This is like their machine of stupidity starting up. The gears starting to go where it's rigged, it's corruption, it's yep, legal palooza. That's what I expect. True, Kevin. We vote, we win. Yes, William, the courts are going to be busy. Yes. Jay Brumley is saying November. Voter turnout in mid-2022 midterms. Voter turnout. Huge. Huge. But also people doing dumb stuff. You know how the reason that Mike Lindell's phone was taken from him in a Hardee's parking lot was because that's where they found him. But he allegedly there was a woman who had taken voter machine data, left. There was not subpoena. There was a warrant for her arrest, and she got onto Lindell's plane to go with him and some others to some far right thingy what's it. And so they're trying to figure out if he was trying to aid and abet someone who had a warrant out against them. And it's that kind of stupidity of, well, I need to take the machines apart. I need to steal this information. Queen of Swords. Legal, more legal. Legal after that. Legal eagles, legal pigeons, legal hawks, legal parakeets. Legal. World. It really is for the big enchilada. I mean, there's so many of our rights that are either going to be with us or gone for quite a while. Not forever, but gone for quite a while if we don't get out the vote. The Democratic vote. 5 of Cups. Well, that's disappointment. That's Republican disappointment. I'm calling about corruption. Democrats doing well. These are the extremists. These are the extremists. Disappointed. They didn't get in. And this isn't just Republicans. This is extremism. This is a cult. And the world is not what they think it is. And Democrats will do pretty well. That's what I'm getting. Anne is saying it was the Colorado County election person who went to his conference in South Dakota. Fair enough. Thank you. Ian is saying from November 8th until about November 10th, it's going to be mayhem. Could be. Yeah, I'm picking up just very chaotic energy. So, all right, what have we got here? Thread of Hope had a question about China and Taiwan. Let me see. What do I got? At 108.30. Let me see here. 108.30. All right. So, U.S. military expert. Try again. The U.S. military experts say China will be ready to invade Taiwan by 2027. Yikes. And urge Taiwan to look to Ukraine's example to upgrade and change their defensive capabilities. Will Taiwan remain independent? Oh boy. I'm not getting an answer. I'm just getting water. I'm getting ocean. Just looking out over the ocean. Sun shining. The ocean. The waves. Temperance. Well, that's what we're hoping for. Fingers crossed on the temperance. Jay Brumley says, why can't China just let Taiwan be? Why do I suddenly have, what was their name in the 90s? It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Why did Constantinople get the works? It's nobody's business but the Turks. That's what I don't know why that just came into my head. Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Knight of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. China would actually be better off if they were better using Taiwan as a business partner. They might be giants. That was it, Harpy. Thank you. I completely forgot. They might be giants, Sherlock. Yes, thank you. Yeah, China needs money, Marie. Exactly. Exactly. That's what this is. Yeah, this is them. This is them being belligerent. But this is also a kind of a golden goose. If, you know, how could they take it and not destroy this golden goose? They want the golden goose for themselves, but they need money. Oops. Oh, hang on. Hold, please. Ace of Pentacles. If I don't, it's weird. It just feels like this just fell into the ocean. Maybe it's just going to be the status quo. Ten of Cups. Well, Taiwan's got a lot of support. Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. That's a lot of support. Queen of Swords. It feels like more of the status quo. And maybe China trying to get something from them monetarily wise, but other countries being supportive of Taiwan's existence. And I don't know that we really want to go into war over Taiwan, but we've definitely been helping them. Anne says, geez, they got Hong Kong back. Exactly. Destroyed it as best they could. Ridiculous. King of Cups. That's Western help. Or that's not Western help. That's non-China help. Three of Pentacles. Six of... There are certainly plans that exist to cross the water, but there's just this, how do we do it without destroying it? How do we take advantage of it and get hold of it and keep it whilst there's some, they just can't, they're having trouble figuring out how to actually, I mean, it's one thing to say, aha, this is what we're going to do. It's another thing to say, okay, how are you actually going to actually do that? Thank you, Doxy. Yes, it is closing in on time. I've got 8 minutes. And then on Wednesdays, I'm afraid I need to go. But uncover the news. Kristen had a great question. Let's look at this. $1:14:30. 1:14:30. Oh, this energy is terrible. Ugh. All right. When the history books are written, how is Trump going to be remembered in 25 years, 50 years, 100 years? I'm actually going to pull 3 cards for each of those. Let me see. Let me move this. and this. And Boo Boo jumped down just before I started, so please forgive the cat hair. Sorry. Let me do this way. Easier. All right. No, don't. No, that goes right there. This goes there. Here we go. The kitty. All right. So, how will Trump be remembered? 25 years, 50 years, 100 years. "25 years from now, how will Trump be remembered? In 50 years, how will Trump be remembered?" Thank you, Fran. Thank you. "100 years from now, how will Donald Trump be remembered?" Fruits of labor. He will be remembered. See, that's the thing. I mean, all these years later, when you think of Andrew Jackson, do you, maybe you know some stories about his personal life, but most people don't. They assume he was a jerk, but it's his actions. It's what he actually did, the fruits of his labors. Those are what that's remembered. And that's not going to be very kind to Trump. All right, 25 years from now. So in 20... 2048, something like that. I can't math right now. Sorry. 25. Yeah, 25 and 22 is 47. 47? Yeah. Okay, sorry, can't math. Cannot math right now. Page of Wands. Justice. Two of Pentacles. Cautionary tale. He did face justice eventually, and it was with a message of hate. And he damaged the Republican Party for a long time. So 50 years from now, so in 2052, no, 2072, I told you I can't math today. Six of Pentacles. Seven of Swords, Ace of Cups. So his memories are fading. And people who live through it are passing on. It will be more that the Republican Party, which will have rebuilt and destroyed their own image repeatedly by then, as Republicans are wont to do, they were taken over, and thank heavens the Democrats were there to make things better. 100 years from now, in 2122, Five of Cups. Oops. Moon. Knight of Wands. Anti-fascism. Absolute. No more. No fascism. No. If there are even hints of it, it's a big no. Shutting it down, not getting traction. No. No. Yeah. So more and more about what he did and less about the person. Jay Brumley says I'll be dead in 50 years. Well, I probably will be too. I'd be 101. Yeah, because I'm about to turn 51. So yeah. You might be around. I don't know. You might be around. You never know what's coming around the bend. Could be really good. All right. So 1:38 p.m. That's going to do it for me for today. Thank you so much for being here. You make the news so much better, so much easier to get through. So it is 1:38 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel to do Creative Sprints. You're always welcome. Last night I did a recording with Aiden Reed's Tarot. He's he's editing that, so I'll let you know when that comes out. I got a little Halloween, at least one Halloween piece of content that you guys haven't seen yet, and a little prop. And then he asked for a hint about my Halloween costume this year. So anyway. So yeah, other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year. Hang in there, okay? You're not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead. There's good stuff. There's good stuff coming around the bend. There is. All right? Hang in there. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow.